Hello everyone, I am Kural Ovia. Welcome you all to hear a great story to provoke your positive thoughts because positive thoughts always breeds a positive results. So my dear friends, always think positive. The King's Painting. Many centuries ago, there was a beautiful kingdom. The kingdom was ruled by a king who had one eye and one leg. But he was very intelligent and kind-hearted. Everyone in his kingdom lived a happy and a healthy life because of their great king. One day, the king was walking through the palace hallway and remembered all his ancestors through their portraits. But the king did not have his portrait painted. Due to his physical disabilities, he wasn't sure how his painting would turn out. So he invited many famous painters from his kingdom and other kingdoms to the court. The king then announced that he wants a beautiful portrait made of himself to be placed in the palace. The king called any painter who can carry out this to come forward, and he will be rewarded based on his painting. All of the painters discussed among themselves and thought that the king has only one leg and one eye. How can his picture be made very beautiful? It is not possible, and if the picture does not turn out to look beautiful, then the king will get angry and punish them. So, one by one, all started to make excuses and politely declined to make a painting of the king. The king was quite disappointed. But suddenly one painter raised his hand and said, "I will make a very beautiful portrait of you, which you will surely like." The king became very happy hearing that, and other painters got very curious. The king gave him the permission, and the painter started drawing the portrait. The whole kingdom was eagerly watching the scene. He then filled the drawing with paints. Finally, after taking a long time, he said that the portrait was ready. All the people of the kingdom and other painters were very curious and nervously thinking that how can the painter make the king's portrait beautiful because the king is physically disabled. What if the king didn't like the painting and get angry? But when the painter presented the portrait, everyone in the court, including the king, left stunned. The painter made the portrait in which the king was sitting on the horse on the one-leg side, holding his bow and aiming the arrow with his one eye closed. The king was very pleased to see that the painter has made a beautiful portrait of him by cleverly hiding the king's disabilities. The king gave him great rewards and announced him as the great painter of the kingdom. I hope you all enjoyed the story. So, my dear friends, we should always think positive of others and ignore their deficiencies. We should learn to focus on the good things. If we think and approach positively, even in negative situations, we will be able to solve our problems more efficiently. So, my dear friends, never forget to think positive, because positive thoughts always breeds positive results. So, think positive, spread positive vibes, stay happy. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself J. Aishwarya. I'm a BA graduate currently pursuing B.Ed in AKD Chakaniyamma College of Education for Women. Thanks for giving this wonderful opportunity to me. The title of the story is The Ant and the Cricket. There are only two main characters in this story. They are the hard-working ant and the lazy ant cricket. One beautiful summer day, a lazy cricket was sitting and enjoying the sun just as he did every day. Then a hardworking ant passed by, bearing along with great effort an ear of corn that he was taking to his nest.
Why don't you come and chat with me?
Asked the cricket.
Instead of working all day.
I am saving the food for the winter season, said the ant.
What will you eat when the weather gets cold? How will you feed your hungry household?
The cricket laughed and said,
You are always in such a hurry. Why do you always work and worry? Why bother about the winter now?
said the cricket. But the ant was very wise and didn't pay attention to cricket's words. He continued to work hard and stored enough food for the winter. The winter came sooner than expected. The cricket couldn't find a place to stay and anything to eat. He went to the ant's house and begged him for food and shelter.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
The ant said,
I only have a room and food for my family, so go find help somewhere else. I should have followed the ant's example.
the grasshopper said sadly. So, children, the moral of the story is there is the time for work and there is the time to play. If you play during the time you are supposed to work, then be ready to face the consequences. Thank you so much.
Tricky Rabbit and Foolish Crocodiles. Once upon a time, a beautiful island was near to the forest. There was a pond between the forest and the island. Everyone had to cross the pond to go to the island. The island had lots of vegetables and fruits. The forest animals wanted to eat fruits and vegetables of that island, but anyone never did because there were many crocodiles in the pond. One day, a rabbit who lived in that forest came to drink water from that pond. He saw the island from the edge of the pond and told, I want to eat all the vegetables and fruits from that island. But how to tackle these crocodiles. Thinking a lot, he found a trick. Next day, the rabbit came to the edge of the pond and called the crocodiles. "Someone with greater courage is calling us," said the crocodiles, and came to the edge of the pond. Rabbit said, "All of you promise me that you will not hurt me," and started to speak cleverly. Crocodiles said, "Yes, do not worry. Tell us, what's the matter?" "The king of the forest has thought of giving a party for all the animals, and he has given me a task of creating a list of all the animals. I have to count all of you. If you will not hurt me, so I want to count all of you, and I will tell to the king." All the crocodiles started talking among themselves. "Okay, but how will you count us?" Rabbit said, "Make a single line, and I will count by climbing to your back one by one." All the crocodiles started doing as Rabbit said, and from the edge of the forest, Rabbit started to jump on the back of the crocodile one by one and reached the edge of the island. He ate all the vegetables and fruits the whole day and took some rest on the island. And when the day was going dark, the rabbit came to the edge. All the crocodiles were waiting for the rabbit and said among themselves, "This rabbit has not yet returned." All the crocodiles saw the rabbit coming back and asked, "What were you doing there?" "I was stuck in counting. All of you make a line again. This time I will count correct," Rabbit said. All the crocodiles believed the rabbit and formed the line again. Then Rabbit jumped on all the crocodiles and reached the edge of the forest and ran as fast as he can deep into the forest. Moral of the story is, cleverness is more important than strength in the difficult situations to save our life.